BMF Season 2, Episode 3, Devil's Night. We got fires, mischief, violence, vandalism, infidelity, which equals complete hell on earth for Meech and the Flannery family. The writers for this season have been on point. So this episode is just a series of unfortunate events, starting with a drought.
The f*** you mean it's gone?
Then Meech's cousin supposedly was robbed. More on that later. Then Terry's tires are compromised. This situation is actually a lot more dangerous than it appeared. What if they were on a highway driving at a higher speed? This goes to show that a dog-eat-dog mentality exists everywhere, especially when business and money is involved.
Who was that? Sterling Black.
Sterling Black. Expect for that name to mean something later on down the road.
What you sipping on? Water. I don't drink, get high, or go out to clubs. So what the hell you do for fun? I make money.
Like I said before, K9 is all about money. Dang, if you go back to a few encounters with K9, he has never seen drinking alcohol. Always this soda. Dang it, how did I miss that? I did notice this drink the last episode, I just didn't look further into it. But the drink is a ginger ale and it was created by a Detroit pharmacist, James Fenor, in 1866. So, I'm sure it was a popular option in the D.
Remember, blood don't make you family. Loyalty does. Check out your cousin's story, make sure it's real.
Excellent advice from K9, because he certainly was right, it seems. If you see here, just Terry's back tire is flat, but after the accident, it's both tires.
Why do you get such a hard-on when you talk about Moby Dick?
Because that motherfucker is responsible for destroying this community. So you damn right I'm trying to Ahab his ass.
You do realize that Ahab never caught Moby Dick.
Bullshit, he did so.
This is an excellent example of the writer's brilliance in this season. This Moby Dick analogy is perfect. For one, most people like Detective Bryant are familiar with the story but unfamiliar with the end. So, spoiler alert. But here is a brief synopsis. Captain Ahab lost his leg trying to kill the great white whale, Moby Dick, and he vows revenge and dedicates his life to capturing this whale. Sounds familiar? Well, here's where it gets better. Captain Ahab's leg represents his manhood, and he felt threatened by this whale. Instead of being vulnerable and showing grief over his loss, he decides to hide it through anger and madness. And that's exactly what we see play out in this episode with Detective Bryant. Meech didn't take his leg, but he feels Meech is responsible for his partner's death, his career being in question, so essentially his manhood. And now he has no regard for anything else but catching Meech.
People lighting shit up ain't even from out here. They live in the burbs and got property they could set on fire and collect insurance on.
Damn.
But the media's not gonna tell you that.
The media certainly can create the public perception. This is one of those situations where a drug dealer is faced with the hard truths of what his drugs are doing to the community. And Meech's is more personal because it was his babysitter. Their pops is full of lust and temptation in this entire episode. It's crazy. He has the nerve to act all high and mighty, and it's everyone else's fault but his. Snoop gives some great advice in this conversation, but the problem is, it's not just about the women in the magazine at this point. And even the pastor got some desires.
Sister, every man has desires.
Speaking of desires, I desire to hit 15,000 subscribers early this year. So please be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Join the family. We're going to hit 15,000 early this year, and then we're going to increase the goal to a crazy number. This is my year. Hit that subscribe button. Seems like after hearing he was almost a father, this little girl touches B. Mickey's heart. He's pondering about what could have been.
I was finally starting to get ahead, now I'm 3 steps back because of you in this street shit.
Notice he said I. He definitely has a very self-centered mentality.
Was the fixer fan. I'll be back soon.
What about fixing our walls?
Amen, first of all. But secondly, that statement was more about taking care of home first than it was about the actual walls.
There's something in the glove compartment for you. You could learn a thing or two from that book.
Okay.
So it's obvious from this opening scene that Detective Bryant isn't killed by his drive to catch Meech like Captain Ahab, But I assume something will happen to his partner, and that's gonna cause him to read this book and learn his lesson. She leaves a note in there that says, still a good read even if you know the ending. This is a slick plan, but they should have known he would be strapped, and they certainly knew she was still in the house, so how they let her get the drop on it? Everyone has a story, and everyone has their own trauma and issues that they deal with. This is just another example.
Oh, that's cool, B. That's cool.
I think Terry peeped game. I think he knew what was up. B. Mickey saves Meech from jail, but Lamar pulls up and let a couple shots go. In real life, when Meech was shot, his neighbor was in the car just like this, at Coney's. If she wasn't there, Brian would have let Meech die in the streets, at least on this show. In real life, the cops do take Meech to the hospital. Meech's chain falls off here because he was hit in the neck. Dang.